So, Shoko, who is your character?
I'm an ex-slave yokai, freely liberated and scouring the world in search of the old knowledge. Trying to figure out where everything came to be and how it all started.
Here's a follow-up question. Why are you in West Blue?
I've been journeying from crew to crew, finding what work I can to find passage at the same time. Seeking out knowledge. And this is just where I happen to be.
Well, whilst you were doing a job with the latest crew that you have been a part of, you found yourselves heading into West Blue, a land known for its near constant fighting between 5 gangs. And this fighting, rather recently, seems to have stopped, for whatever reason. You're not really sure why, but it's stopped, and people have been taking advantage of the freedom of travel that has come with the relative peace. Less gang wars at sea or land. So, your crew decided to take a journey into Donvin territory, hoping to look for work. So, you arrive on one of the home island of one of the gangs. You would have been told that it's called Star Partic Island, and it's owned by the gang. It's the Donvin. More specifically, here, the city of Olives, the major port town of the island. But while you're here, as per usual, you're left to your own devices. What do you do?
Upon arriving at the port, I scan approximately with the stores what kind of wares are being traded. Perhaps hoping to spy a tucked away ship store or a bookstore. Somewhere they'll have miscellaneous collections of knowledge from sailors that have come and gone.
Roll me a D100. Let's see how lucky you get.
Let's see. 100.
That is the worst first roll I've ever seen for anyone in any campaign.
Impressive.
You understand the... Alright. Oh. You look around for a place that has knowledge, that has books, and eventually you find yourself in front of a large gate. The gate that seems to be leading to an equally large house. Doesn't look like any store you've seen, but something tells you that there's knowledge in there.
How does the use of skills come into play?
Well, you tell me what skill you want to do. What skill you want to roll if you're attempting to do something, and I will tell you if it's applicable. And if it's applicable, you will roll it, and that will define how successful you are in trying to do the thing. Either that, or I will tell you to roll it in response to you trying to do something.
Okay. I just do a cursory scan of the property from where I can see in front of the gate to see if there's any guards or waiting staff for such a large building. Surely there must be someone around.
Roll perception.
I don't know how that works.
So on your sheet,
Yeah.
should see in your skills, right?
Yeah.
The word perception.
Yeah.
You just click on that.
Okay.
So, you rolled a 5, which isn't really good. You don't know if you're not really sure if there are anyone around. There aren't any within your eyesight as you're looking around.
Okay. Upon not really seeing anyone, I think I'll use spirit sense. Perhaps they're hidden. Perhaps they're just not readily visible. Perhaps they're in the building and I can't obviously see them.
Alright, can you click on Spirit Sense and show me what it does, please?
Yeah, it should be... How do I... It's... into chat.
The invisible, hidden, or disguised creature. Oh, you don't see any invisible, hidden, or disguised folks around, as far as you can see.
Upon seeing nobody within the premises, I guess my only option is to head back into town and ask around if anyone knows who perhaps resides in this building, or what it may be.
So, you will get many replies that all say the same thing. That's the home of Madame Das, the boss of the Donovan. And unless you have permission to enter, it would probably be a good idea to stay away.
Can I ask any of them how would one get permission?
You probably have to speak to Madame Das, says one. Or a Capo Cleaner or Mr. London. They're typically the ones that are in charge when Das isn't around. But Das is almost always around. It's just difficult to see her unless she's going for one of her walks.
I suppose my only option is to find a local tavern, let some time pass. Probably a tavern or some sort of establishment within eyeshot of supposed building.
Alright. You're able to find one. And as the day goes by, more and more people will arrive. It gets late into the evening. Much merriment and much drinks are to be had. As you're sitting, and it basically gets to near midnight, you do see a large contingent of men in suits, armed, walking up towards the mansion. And there is someone amongst them. A woman, wearing a large black hat and black dress with gleaming gold earrings. She's dressed fancy, but aside from her earrings, she has no jewelry. She wears no makeup either.
I asked the local barkeep or waitstaff to confirm if that is indeed Madame Das. Clearly the locals know her.
Are you new to the island? Of course that's Madame Das.
Who were the other two compatriots of hers?
Cleaner and Mr. London.
Couple cleaner.
But you don't see anyone alongside her that seems out of the usual from the suited men.
What are the odds if I leave the tavern or establishment now that I would be able to, not in a hurried manner, but catch up to the contingent and perhaps seek parley?
What's your athletics?
Did I roll it?
Sure. You're pretty confident that you can catch up with them before they reach.
Okay. I seek to head off the contingent, but in a way that seems respectful, to wait at the establishment, hoping to seek audience with Madame Das.
Alright. You are able to head them off, and they will stop a few feet away from you. And you notice that all of the guards adjust the grip on their rifles. They don't aim them at you, but it's the just in case they're getting prepared. The woman, meanwhile, doesn't seem at all that bothered. She's just looking at you curiously.
Can I seek to inquire if I could have an audience?
With? Asked the woman.
How would I persuade her to have an audience? I seek to offer my services as a historian, as a navigator. Perhaps she's looking for someone.
Why would I hire you?
I have great knowledge and great traveled history among the many seas. Perhaps I can be of help to any of your crew, your guards, with any potential knowledge I may have. I'm a tinker of somewhat competency. Perhaps I might be able to assist in simple repairs or anything of the sort.
I see. There's someone can come up with something that would capo cleaner.
I thank madam and head back to the tavern.
They, in turn, will continue on their way. So, the next day will arrive. Good.
I asked the tavern keep again if they perhaps know of Capo's routines. Perhaps they know where I might be able to find them.
There's only one in this city. She's either at her clinic or she's was called to tend to someone.
I asked for directions to the clinic.
It will be given said directions.
Then I set out for the clinic to hopefully meet up with them. If not, wait there.
Alright. You will arrive a few hours later. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like it's closed or anything. You can hear activity from within.
I entered the establishment hoping to speak to them, or someone else that might be able to put me in touch with them if they're not readily available.
You see that in the clinic there are a couple of beds that have people sleeping in them, and looking over them is a woman in a black cocktail dress and large high heels, wearing a fuzzy scarf around her shoulders. She continues to observe the two sleeping people, noting things down on a notepad before looking to. But you're the one the boss was talking about, huh?
Yes, I was hoping I could find some work in your employ. Perhaps I can be of assistance here, or perhaps on a crew of some kind.
Are you a doctor?
No. I do have minor alchemical knowledge, but nothing to that extent.
Alright, remind me. And she scratches her head. What is it that you can do again?
I'm a navigator of some small renown. I have traveled a fair bit, and perhaps I could fill in for someone that, does not have a navigator at hand. Perhaps someone to chart the seas, as I'm quite capable.
She taps her fingers to her bottom lip as she is considering it. Okay, I got something for you. Head to the harbor, go speak to someone called Dirty Dan.
Dirty Dan. Alright. I thank her and I head to the tavern.
No, the harbor, not the tavern.
Oh, harbor.
Did I say tavern?
Nah, I must have misheard.
Alright.
Head to the harbor instead.
Okay. Well, a harbor is in a similar state to how you left it. Only a few... There are... It's a busy harbor, so there are a few ships there, but with it being so early in the day, there are only a few people that are around.
As I've traveled across many ships, I kind of get lost in looking through all the different crews and ships that are currently docked, and as I'm just perusing, as you said, it's early in the morning, so I'm not in any particular hurry. I'm just kind of walking around hoping to catch a glimpse of who I might be looking for.
Well, as you're walking around, you do spot a odd-looking fellow. It's a yokai tribesman with long arms, like you, but you can smell him before you see him. It seems his name is literal.
What was his name again?
Dirty Dan.
Dirty Dan, right. I approached my fellow tribesmen and
roll me
hoping
Constitution. A Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Alright. So you take one step forward as you go to speak with your fellow countrymen. The next thing you know, you are being waved awake by your fellow countrymen as you are staring up at the sky. It seems like the smell hit you a bit worse than you had thought, and it had actually knocked you out. Like, oh, you took quite the tumble.
I attempt to gather myself and steel myself to have a conversation with Dirty Dan.
We should be careful, the ground's dirty, you know, says the man who you can tell from the smell and the looks is not had a bath or any form of cleaning in quite a while.
Perhaps, you seem a bit busy to attend to, your other needs. Perhaps I can take some tasks off your hand, perhaps lighten your load?
Lighten my load? No. I'm completely fine with... Wait, actually. I remember now. You're that navigator person that Dr. Cleaner was talking about, aren't you?
Aye. Perhaps I might be of some assistance.
Excellent. And he will hand you a map. So I was smuggling something from one island to another and then... Can you believe it? A freaking big fish just took a big bite out of my hole. Since you're the navigator, I was hoping maybe you'd be able to figure out where the cargo that went missing might have gone.
Of course. I'd be happy to oblige.
Excellent. Now, unfortunately, I can't offer you my ship. It has a freaking hole in it. But you got to this island somehow. Surely you have a ship yourself, eh?
I'm afraid not. I seek passage with any who will take me for my services, and well, one such crew led me here, and they're well on their way away.
Imagine that look. Well, ask any of the Donovans and tell them Dirty Dan asked you to do a job for him.
As I shall. Thank you, Dirty Dan. And I suppose I head back to the mansion?
Okay. Head back to the mansion. It is locked as before, while the gate seems to be locked.
I take a cursory look, hoping to see any of the people that I might have encountered before.
Roll perception.
Perception.
Nope. Doesn't look like there's anyone around.
Well, I suppose I'll have to kill some time and perhaps peruse the markets while I wait for some time to pass and try my luck again later.
Alright. As you head around and cruising the markets, you do notice that there are actually Donovans in the city, patrolling. It seems like the suited members of the Donovans tend to spend their time keeping an eye out, walking around armed, making sure that things are on the straight and narrow sort of thing.
I approach perhaps an amicable-looking pair of the Donovans and hope to inquire about Dirty Dan's request.
Yeah? What do you need?
He says I should speak to you about perhaps acquiring a ship of some sort, he seems to be quite down on the luck with a rather troubling hole in his ship.
Alright. You sure Dirty Dan asked you to do this?
I'm quite certain I spent a fair bit of time on the floor from having said conversation. I'd rather not do that again.
He looks you up and down and gives you a very impersonal sniff. It's like, yeah, okay, you ain't mine. Oh, best we can spare right now is a small ship, given you're only one person. Fine with that?
Any and all help is the same. I'll take what I can get.
Okay. When you head back to the harbor, take the ship with the blue sails. I will warn you, if you're stealing from us, we are going to hunt you down.
I wouldn't dream of it. I'll let Dirty Ned know that I've acquired a vessel.
Right. And then they continue on their guard patrol.
Surmise it's not too late in the day at this point. I head back to let Dirty Dan know the news that I've acquired a vessel of some sorts.
Oh, excellent. Now, you'll take the map back that I handed you. I'm pretty sure I lost the cargo right here. If you can find it and bring it back, there'll be pay for you.
Charting a location on a map? Child's play. I'll be back before you know it.
Right. So, you are alone on a ship sailing off. I am going to need you. Give me roll me your navigator's tools and cartographer's. Let's see if you're able to figure out, well, first, how sailing goes, and then if you can find this cargo based off where on the map he pointed.
Sure. It's just click the tools.
Yeah.
It's asking for an attribute value.
Which one do you think would be applicable to this situation?
Intelligence?
With intelligence.
Alright.
Alright. Well, you're definitely sailing pretty well despite being by yourself.
And let's do the cartographer's tools. And roll with wisdom, I suppose. No, we'll roll the intelligence again.
Alright. Based off of where he pointed on the map and what you can see of what the map says about the local weather, you have a pretty good idea as to where it is. And you're able to make your way over there. Lo and behold, you see a couple of barrels and boxes floating along the water. One problem, though. These barrels and boxes are not alone. There are things swimming amongst them, trying to get into said barrels and boxes.
What? Am I able to perceive what these things are.
Sure, roll it.
Perception?
Yep. You're not quite sure. They kind of look like dogs. Maybe?
Do they seem aggressive or just inquisitive as to the cargo?
You're not quite sure.
What is my current proximity to said cargo? Is it reachable, or am I still a safe distance away?
You are a safe distance away. You can choose before making your choice. Well, you can think before making your choice.
Ignore my cat. I slowly move closer to the cargo to see whether they will find me hostile or otherwise.
Right. So, begin to make your way over. And swimming fish stop. And they all just turn to stare at you.
I don't suppose I have any spare rations of the kind to distract them aboard the ship. What does the Dungeoneer's pack entail? I don't remember what it contains.
Good say.
I don't want to open it to post it to chat. I don't know how to...
You click on the eye next to it. What does it say?
Yeah.
I guess you gotta Google it.
Let's see if that... The dictionary has it. Hmm. 10 days worth of rations, apparently. Can I use 2 of those to perhaps persuade the dugongs to be distracted?
If you can give me a animal handling roll, you can attempt it.
Where would that be? Ah, there it is.
Alright. So you toss over the 2 rations, and immediately 3 dugongs will hop out of the water. 1 will grab one, 2 will grab the other. And the 2 that grabbed one are going to land back in the water, will glare at each other, and you'll proceed to see the most amazing kung fu battle you have ever seen between 2 dodongos in your life, as they fight for dominance over this ration, while the other one is just eating happily, completely unbothered.
While they're distracted with each other, I move to grab the cargo.
You go to what?
I go to grab the cargo, the barrels.
Alright. You're able to do so. Have the cargo. What do you do?
With the cargo in hand, I toss 1 extra ration to the dugongs and head back to the dock.
Alright. So, back at the dock, you have found the missing cargo. I've returned with it too.
I seek out Dirty Dan and let him know I've managed to track down his missing cargo.
Right. Oh goodness, excellent. You don't know how much crap I would have been in if I had. Well, if you hadn't been able to get these back for me, I'm in your debt. I appreciate it. Actually, Since I'm in your debt, I guess I got to pay you, aye? Here you go. And he hands you 20,000 berries.
Should I update that, or?
Yes.
It's... Let me know if I did this right. Like that.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Oh my goodness, I think I forgot. I did forget. Okay. I should have known. I knew I was forgetting something. Just forgot what I forgot. We forgot to roll up how rich your character is.
Ah.
We will do that now. Alright, I need you to roll me 4d4.
Just 4 times in a row?
No, just, so if you go to the dice...
Oh, yep, I see it.
Yeah. Alright, so you have 800,000 berries in addition to the 120,000. Now you have 920,000 berries.
Okey-doke. I suppose we're still with Dirty Dan.
Yes, we gave you the money. Now what you got?
Do you know perhaps of any other work that I might be able to find? Perhaps with a crew of some kind and seeking further adventure, trying to understand the world. Perhaps get off this island if there's no other work for me here.
You sound like a pirate. But no. As far as work involving running a crew, unfortunately, that's not my call to make. It's more Dr. Cleaners. And even then, we hardly know you. You only did one job for us after all.
Perhaps you have any other things I can assist with? As it stands, I'm in your in your employ until further notice, so...
My employ? Well, if you're under my employ, you could help me with some smuggling run. But if you're going to do that, you're going to need to get rid of that, he says while gesturing.
Oh? What would you have me get rid of?
They smell like soap. You know how easy it is for Marines that are not Marines, we typically pay them off. But you know how easy it is for people to spot smugglers if they can smell them from a yard off? Why you think I smell like this? Because I had to go through a swamp in order to get what I had to get.
I don't suppose the swamp is within reach here?
Oh, no,
that I might use it for the same?
There's no swamp around here. You're just going to have to naturalize yourself.
Oh my.
I only mean by smell. There's no need for you to go tribal on me. Actually, what's your name? I don't think you ever told me.
The name's Choco.
Nice to meet you, Choco.
Likewise, Dirty Dan.
Well, if we're going to be working together, smuggling, you're definitely going to be needing to speak with Apple Cleaner about it first. Of course, it'll be up to her if we're actually going to continue this merry partnership.
Then Capo Cleaner I shall find. She's not the one at the clinic, is she?
Is.
Well, then off to the clinic I go.
Tell her I said hello.
Aye, I will.
Alright. So, by the time you get to the clinic, it's actually very late. And you actually spot Cleaner leaving the clinic.
Perfect timing. Capo, might I have a word?
She pauses as she was locking up, before turning her key, putting in a purse, and then pulling out a cigarette and a cigarette holder.
I just spoke to Dirty Dan and helped him find some lost cargo. He says I should speak to you if I require any further work. He says hi.
I'm sure he does. Well, you did manage to fix a screw-up, so you're definitely competent. But it is a little difficult. Most of the people that come to us are fighters, so it's easy to get. What do you know about trains?
Trains, you say?
Trains.
Land vessels?
Yes.
I mean, I suppose I have some vague understanding, but nothing quite like a ship.
So you're a shipwright?
I would say so.
Why didn't you say that from the start? Well, you were just a navigator.
Navigator, but I have some passing knowledge in tinkering.
Tinkering. You happen to be from the Gadgeteers Guild or anything like that?
No, I don't imagine so. More so, the weather.
The weather. Okay. You're going to take a train, head over to the city of Undunda. Speak with Corey Donovan. He'll have some work for you.
Sounds delightful.
He's a copper like me, so be respectful.
I thank you for your time. Don't let me hold you up any further.
Also, the last train left an hour ago. We're going tomorrow morning.
Well, tomorrow morning it is.
Where will you be
I
staying?
head back to the tavern. I suppose I'll just head to the tavern. Nowhere else for me to go.
I'll have someone send you your train ticket.
Lovely.
Alright. So, the next day, as said, you'll be given a train ticket, and you will find yourself traveling to the city of Unda, which is what's Trixie Radical? There. So, you whilst you're here.
Should I see the icon, like my little character profile on the map?
Icon.
Like, is how Trixie's was just there, but I have a similar one to see where I am on the map.
You can place one there if you want to.
How do I?
On the edit sheet, you just drag it over.
Oh, from the character sheet?
Yes.
Doesn't let me drag anything.
If you go to the top right of it, well, the top left of it, it should appear with a weird square thing. Oh, sorry. Not in the edit part. Go to bio and info.
Ah.
And there you can click.
Where is the train station?
You can just place it anywhere.
No, didn't like that. It's letting me drag it, but it's not letting me place it. Ah, another time.
Weird. There you go.
Ah, lovely. Okay, so upon exiting the train, gather my surroundings and, begin to wonder where I might find Corey Donovan. I don't imagine he's an easy-to-spot individual.
Well, You find yourself in a large city, even bigger than Hollis. But what you notice about this place is that there are casinos around, and a very large lake. Like, it's so big that you can barely see the other side of it.
Perhaps I should head to the largest casino that I see. Perhaps the Donovan family is quite reputable even here.
Right? Head on over. Head on in. There are Donovans outside of it, and within it's a very large casino, very fancy, filled with casino games and people and gamblers. Some folks drinking at the bar, things along those lines.
I walk up to the barkeep and ask him where I may be able to find Corey Donovan.
Typically, he's in a Donovan compound.
Oh, where would that be?
You'll guess your house. Points out the window, and if you look out the window, you'll see he's pointing to this large compounded building here. That's up on it, overlooking the city.
Perfect. Thank the barkeep and make my way that way.
Alright. You're able to make your way there, no problem, but at the gates to the compound, you'll see that there are a couple of armed Donovan. Who are you?
The name's Joko. I come here. What was the doctor's name again?
Cleaner.
Capo Cleaner. Yeah. Capo Cleaner sent me. Told me to speak to Corey Donovan. Says I might be of some help to him.
Hold on. And he'll raise up a Denden Mushi and will utter into it. A little while later, he's like, alright, head on in. He's on the first floor of the main building.
Okay. Then I head inside and look around to see if I can spot Corey.
Well, on following the direction, you'll see a door with the name Capo Corey Donovan, written, printed on, rather. Seems you're in front of his office.
I knock on the door to see if he's in or see if any of the staff are at attendance.
Come in, you hear.
Okay. Then I head in and speak to Corey.
Alright. Inside you see another man in a suit. Well, unlike everyone else, he looks tired. Like, has bags under his eyes, his hair is graying slightly. But nonetheless, he looks sober too. You're Yoko.
Yes, Corey, I presume?
Corey, yes. Apple Corey. But Corey is fine. Cleaner told me
Well,
to expect.
Yes, he said I might be of some assistance. He said you might have some work you need help with.
That you're good with tinkering?
Yes,
Alright.
quite so.
He points out the window at a ship that is a very large ship that's currently sailing the lake. Something's been wrong with the engine to one of our moneymakers. It's a casino boat. Typically, it goes all around, but it's engines. See if you can do something about it.
I'll get right on it. And I guess I'll head to the dock.
Alright. To the dock you go. And there you'll see the large boat that has been docked.
I look to see if I can spot any of the crewmates and ask to board.
You'll see that there are a few people on the ship. More uniformed Donovan armed. But once you ask the board, they'll say, yeah, Capo Corey filled us in. Come on in.
Alright, I head on in and make my way to the engine room, presumably. See what's going on.
It's a bit of an understatement to call it an engine. The engine itself is massive, so big that it takes up almost the entirety of the bottom floor of the ship. As you're let down there, it seems someone else wearing a white suit is walking along with you and says, "I know what happened with her. One day she was working fine, the other day, yeah."
I look around to see if I can immediately spot anything obvious.
Roll me Arcana, please.
Arcana.
Nope, nothing obvious that you can see.
I suppose... How would I approach this? I suppose I start taking a look at all the various functions and... I listen to see if... I assume the engine is still currently running.
No, it's off.
The engine's off. I take out my tinkerer's tools.
Okay.
Should I just click it?
Yes. Well, it depends. What do you plan on doing with it?
With the tools, I plan to just kind of go component by component to see if anything's obviously amiss as I'm taking a closer look at each of them.
Okay. It seems, judging from what you're looking at, that's just worn. Some of the pieces are worn. The ship has been tended to, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it seems like despite it being tended to, whoever was maintaining the ship had just missed a couple. Perhaps it was because they didn't realize that they were missing it. Perhaps they were lazy. You're not really sure. But some parts of the ship, or rather some parts of the engine, which would not have seemed integral for the engine to work, were integral for the engine to work, and were now broken.
Is the person that I walked in here with the white coat on, are they still here?
Yeah, they're still there. They've been watching.
I asked them, are we able to get any more components in? There seems to be a few pieces that are in beyond repair. They just need to flat out be replaced.
Shit. Which ones? And he pulls out a notebook.
I don't suppose we have anything specific we need to... that we know of.
See if you might be able to figure out which ones are, weathered. Since you know that some of them are, but you're not sure which specifically they are.
Roll Arcana?
Yep. You have no earthly idea. You just know that something's wrong, it needs replacing. You can point them out, but it is a pretty darn big engine.
Okay. Could I just name a couple of pieces that spring to mind?
Roll me intelligence.
Sure. Saving throw, correct, yeah.
No, just intelligence.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you can name a couple. And he'll be writing these down. Right. Get replacements in, and you can start the repairs.
Sounds good. I'll wait here and keep checking.
Alright. So he will speak to a Dendemushi, and you will do your thing. A few more hours will pass by, and the parts that you asked for will arrive.
Alright, let's see if these were the culprits, and I begin to replace the offending units one by one.
Only your tinkerers told us. You're able to replace them with no problem.
Perfect. Alright, looks like this bit of work is done. Let's see if she'll fire up.
So,
I asked them to go start the engine.
start it up, and it roars to life. And it very quickly stopped. But that doesn't make sense. You're pretty sure that you fixed it.
Perhaps it's not just the engine. Perhaps we should take a look at the rudder? Perhaps there's something caught that's stalling the engine.
Maybe, you say. Well, maybe, says the white-suited man. And he turns to go, but then you both hear a metallic clang.
Oh? I asked the man, have you heard that noise before? Is that normal?
No, he says. It almost sounds like there's something in, and as he says it again, there is another clang, louder this time.
Can I perceive where the noise is coming from?
Sure.
Is that a perception roll?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no, you have a very good idea as to
I do?
Indeed, because the floor opens up beneath you as you are promptly swallowed by something massive.
Oh.
Well, I say swallowed. More like it encompasses your entire lower body, and you feel meaty lips encompass up to the upper area of your chest before you are dragged down through the bottom of the engine and into the water.
I don't suppose I have time for any words.
Nope. I need to make sure that tokens are not on this map. Good thing that I did, because tokens are on this map. That shouldn't be. So, please place yourself wherever you wish.
Let's see if it'll let me this time. Nope. It will not let me.
Bruh. Alright.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna let me place
There you go.
myself there.
Token. You are. There's Delta. Just in case of this scenario. There you go. As a large whale fish man spits you out into the water.
How am I breathing underwater?
You're not.
Hmm.
And he gives you a devilish grin with those large whale teeth of it. Whilst you are Realizing that you're underwater and the panic begins to set in, you do notice something. He's wearing a Donovan suit, but unlike with the Donovans that you have seen thus far, his patch has been crossed out forcibly.
I don't imagine I'm able to swim to the surface in time.
Well, what you can do, roll me an initiative.
How does this work? How do I
Click
do
on your
this?
token, and you go to your...
Oh, token. Click. I'm not seeing the option.
No. You click on your token, then you go to your sheets, and you click initiative.
Initiative.
Oh, damn, that's a pretty good one. Let's see. Holy moly.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's bad news for you. Because guess what he's going to do on his first turn?
Meet me right where I am, I'd imagine.
Exactly. So, come up to you. I need you to give me an athletics or an acrobatics.
I'll do an acrobatics check.
Well, don't worry. This guy is going to roll worse than you. Nope. Once again, he opens his mouth wide and practically swallows you. You are now grappled. And whilst you are grappled, that does a 13 hit your AC.
AC's 12?
Then yes, it does.
I don't know what that means.
Alright, let's see. So, when a character is going to hit you, first they are going to make a roll to see if they do. This roll needs to either be equal to or above your armor class or your AC. In this case, your AC is 12, and he rolled a 13, which means his attack hits you.
Right.
Next, I'm going to roll the damage. Determine how much damage his attack does. It hits you. And you will take this out from your HP. Alright? Now I'm bludgeoning damage.
So I go down to 35.
Yep. And then he shall do it again. Oh, he critical missed. So when someone critical misses, the person that they were attacking will be able to use their reaction. Oh, well, not use their reaction. Just have free action to respond with whatever they wish. So in your case, how do you want to respond to this critical miss?
Can I use one of my spells?
Yes.
Can I use Rhyme's Binding Ice?
Can you post that?
Sure.
Positive things, okay. Sure, you can do that. Now he just has to make a con saving throw. You see. Failure. please roll the damage.
How does that work?
Well, in your case, it says so on the sheet. A creature takes 3d8. Well, not on the sheet, but the chat. On a failed save, a creature takes 3d8 cold damage. It says at the bottom what the spell save DC is, which is 14. This creature rolled an 11, so that's under the spell save. So you roll the damage, which in this case, 3d8, and I will apply that to the creature's HP.
Okay. So roll 3d8.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, 11. Plus, because of that, he is now trapped in a... Well, not in a block of ice, but his feet are trapped to the lake floor. And it is now... your turn.
Okay.
Do keep in mind, you're grappled. The grappled state is that your movement speed is reduced to 0. Until you're able to get out of the grapple, either rolling athletics or acrobatics on your turn. Or you can just keep, doing whatever. But you are underwater and you cannot breathe.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm gonna need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw. Let's see how well you're managing. Alright, you're completely fine. Well, what do you want to do?
Let's see. What are my options here? I'll make a athletics throw again, or acrobatics throw rather, to see if I can escape his grasp.
He will do the same. Try and keep you in.
Okay.
Well, in this case, you're able to get out because you're the offender trying to defend against him. Well, offend against him. Or is it the other way? Either way, you're able to get out.
Perfect.
But I should warn you, if you escape a creature's ring of influence, or his area that he can attack you from, without taking the disengage action, which you cannot in this case, he will be able to attack you, unless you have another way to, I don't know, teleport away from him.
Okay. I guess there's a certain disengage distance.
Well, disengaging requires your action, rather than a bonus action. So you have something that makes it a bonus action.
Right. Can I use chronostasis in terms of that ready action?
Ready action bonus. Hey, yes. But what are you readying your action?
I will be ready. Can I ready a spell? Does that work?
Yes.
Okay, I will ready. It is. I suppose there's no. What's the distinction between a cantrip and a spell?
One of them, your words. A cantrip doesn't take any of your spell slot, but is typically a bit weaker, while a spell slot does and is a bit stronger. It is essentially weaker but no resources taken versus stronger but takes resources.
Right, okay. I will ready a Thunder Wave.
Okay? In the case of what?
In the case he tries to lunge at me again to grab me, I don't know, grab me with his hands in his mouth.
Okay. Well. Since you have not moved, he is going to do just that. So please post me a Thunder Wave. Alright. Constitution saving throw. Let's see how well he does. He does not make it at Alright, so please roll the damage.
2d8. Looks like.
Yep. Just 8. Imagine that. Alright. Then he is going to... Oh, it did try to use its actions to try to attack you. And it can't attack you anymore. So, it's back to your turn.
I don't suppose we have any distinction for how deep below the water we are?
You can roll a perception check and find out.
Yeah, because the second part of Thunderwave might help me out here. Perception.
Like, a bit, you know? It would take you a few seconds to swim up. Well, not a few seconds, like almost a minute to swim up.
Because Thunder Wave does make a very large audible noise up to 300 feet. I'm just wondering if anyone on the surface would heard it.
You're pretty sure that folks on the surface would have heard that.
Alright. I suppose on this turn I'll try and swim to the surface to try and get some distance.
Athletics.
Athletics.
Alright. You're able to make some headway. That would have counted as an act. Did you have a bonus action?
I don't think so. I think that's... Yeah, I don't know where the bonus actions... Unless explicitly stated, I don't think I have anything else.
Some of your spells should be bonus.
Huh? I suppose it would be in the description.
Yes. Under casting.
Would it be a reaction?
Well, a reaction would have to be reacting to. Right?
Right.
Yes. So it's action, bonus action, and reaction.
Right. Don't think any of these were.
So, 38. I was just resetting your spell slot for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think any of these are actual bonus actions. I'm pretty sure they all took one full action.
Alright. In which case, its turn. It is use its action to break free of the ice, then it's going to swim above you, grin evilly, blocking your path.
Okay.
Now your turn. Need a Constitution saving throw. Oh yeah, it's starting to get to you. You need air. You're not sure how long you're gonna last without it.
How much? Because it's I'm trying to use control winds, and I don't know how effective that would be underwater.
Well, sure you can use context clues to figure that out.
Because I can't imagine this working. He's currently above me.
Yeah.
And he's definitely trying to stop me. It's not so much toying with me, he is actually trying to. I'm just gonna simply keep trying to swim up. At this point, I don't have much air to deal with, so.
Right. Athletics.
Athletics.
Alright. You're able to swim up to him. Gracie.
Yep.
This. No. This. Yes. Alright. So you swim up to him, and in 3 swift strikes, he will deal 8 and 9 bludgeoning damage to you respectively, as he punches you in the face once, tries to punch again, but you dodge. Third one, he hits you once.
So 8 and 9. So down to 21.
It doesn't seem like just swimming up to and around him is going to go well for you. Your turn.
I don't suppose anyone's heard the loud boom and has come to help.
Well, I think I should mention that might have helped you earlier. Every D&D combat round counts as 6 seconds. So, from the sound of you making that noise, only 12 seconds have passed.
Right.
In fact, from the way this combat has started, only 18 seconds have passed. Less than half a minute. If anyone had heard it, it would take a bit before they're able to reach you, let alone react.
Huh. What happened to the guy that was with me, the white coat? Did he not get caught at the same time or no?
Now, from what you see him in the water with you.
Okay, looks like I'm kind of stuck here.
Also, give me a Constitution saving.
Sure. Constitution.
Alright. You'll take 3 damage as you are starting to.
Alright. I don't suppose I can reason with him, considering I can't even talk underwater.
Can try.
He is ex-Donovan, so he's not necessarily amicable, even if I were to associate myself with them. Currently, he's ex-Donovan. What options do I have?
Right back.
Sure.
Alright.
Cantrips are activated on the same turn, they're not preparation.
Yeah, they're activated on my turn.
Okay, I'll activate Frostbite.
Okay. Your frostbite will deal 2d6 now. What's your level?
Okay. 2d6. Should I roll?
He does not make it. Roll it.
Okay. 2d6.
7. Nice. Oh. This is... Okay. Oh, well, I'm disadvantaged. First it's... Well, that's unfortunate.
Jesus.
Second one. Both. All three of them.
Wow.
Whoops. Don't worry about that one. That was a mistake. That will be 12 in total as he just starts attacking you.
Man. 6 health.
Alright. Roll me your constitutions. Okay. Take 4 damage from the drowning. Things are looking very grim.
This is a great start. Yeah, I don't imagine any of the spells I have this far are gonna help any. That would take too long. No.
If I may make a gesture.
Sure.
You're underwater, right?
Yep.
Do you have any spells that you think would be more effective because you're underwater?
I mean, if anything, it would have been the lightning skills.
Have you used them?
Yeah. Thunder Wave I've used.
Thunder Wave is not lightning, that's thunder.
Oh, you're right. Alright.
Thunder and lightning are 2 separate things.
I guess I'll try Lightning Bolt.
Alright. Okay. So. to save. That's. Oh, hey, that's what your character's doing, right?
Yep. Yep. You good?
That ain't me.
No, yeah, it's Sushi. She's just choking on bubble tea behind me.
Oh, yeah, the bubbles, eh?
Yeah, one sec. Alrighty, how do I roll? Is it requires 8d6?
So you click on the dice and go to Advanced Roller,
Yep.
then
D6.
D6. Oops. Sorry, you click on the D20,
Yeah.
go to D6, and then click it up to 8.
Okay. Let me roll this.
Alright. So, 25. 5 by 2. Average. Let's. Double damage. So, describe your defeat to this.
While sputtering for air, nearly choking to death as a last resort, I let fly a lightning bolt in pure desperation, hoping that it might defeat the creature or simply stun it long enough for me to get to the. But amidst all odds, the creature sinks to the bottom.
Well, the creature sputters and will slowly start floating to the ground. It seems like you have managed to defeat him, but you're still drowning. What you doing?
Make a mad dash for the surface. I hopefully I'm close enough at this point.
Athletics.
Athletics.
So, you desperately swim towards the surface, trying and trying and trying to get up there. But, fortunately, you're too far, and you reach your hand out as everything starts to go dark. Before you feel someone grip your hand, and you are dragged out of the water and back onto the boat.
Presumably I'm still conscious?
Barely.
Sputtering for air, I ask, what happened?
Well, you see the white-suited man is there looking at you. Wait, look. I have no idea. Guessing that might have been what was causing issues with the ship's engine. Damn separatists. Getting bolder by the day.
I see, as I pass out from exhaustion.
Alright.
I don't imagine the 2 hit points I have much going for me.
Nope. So, your recovery takes you about a full day. But by the end of it, you will be paid for your time. 50,000 berries for basically fixing up the ship's engine. And a further 20,000 berries for fighting off the separatists.
Does that restore my hit points, or?
Yes, you had a long rest.
Okay, that resets all my spell slots as well.
Yes.
Uh,
Just click on the long rest button on your sheet.
Okay. still aboard the ship after the rest, or am I elsewhere?
You are else.
Okay, I suppose after coming to, I try to figure out where my surroundings are. Ask whoever is attending as to where I am.
Oh, you're in one of the hotels. Free of charge, given what you did for the Donovans.
Huh. At least there's that. I gather myself and head to speak to Corey. Try to figure out...
Oh, Corey was the one that paid you.
Oh, okay, so he's there.
No.
He just paid and left.
Yes. Well, okay. You're not sure. You'll just give the money upon your awakening.
Right. I suppose I should still head to the compound to speak to Corey about anything further that he requires, given all that's happened. Perhaps he has some other issues, not necessarily boat-related, that he needs help with.
Well, upon arrival, Corey will say, nothing involving a tinkerer for the time being. It'd be better off for you to head back to Hollis if you're looking for. Sure, by now, you people have heard the fact that you almost drowned. So.
All right. I suppose. Do I have to buy a ticket myself, or is he providing one?
He'll provide one.
Okay. I suppose I'll head back to Hollis?
Olives, with an H.
Yeah, I suppose I'll head back there via train and hope to get my audience.
Well, as with before, the train journey basically took a full 24 hours. Upon arriving, things are a bit different compared to before. Everyone, including the Donovans, look a bit nervous. Actually, scratch that. Some people don't look nervous, they look straight up scared. And there's a buzz about as things seem to be going on.
I tried to stop one of the Donovan guards and try to find out what's going on.
He looks a bit exasperated, but he says, pirates are here. Powerful pirates, and they have a kraken. They're stopping anyone from leaving the island.
The pirates have a kraken?
That's what I've been hearing. People have tried to leave, and according to reports, that threat is not a bluff.
I head to the docks to see what Dirty Dan has found out about these pirates, because presumably they're docked offshore, so he might have a better purview as to what's going on.
Arriving at the docks, you'll see that it's a lot busier than before. It's not full, but you can tell already that it's going to get that way if the rates of ships coming in remain the same. Off in the distance, you can see a very big black pirate ship with black sails and a black flag that has a Jolly Roger of a skull, but instead of the jaw of the skull, there are tentacles that slide down. But for Dirty Dan, you don't see him anywhere.
I suppose he's got his hands full. I make my way to the compound.
A compound?
What was her name again? Mama? Who's it? Who's the head of the Donovans here?
Madame Das?
Madame Das, yes. I hope to talk to Madame Das, and hopefully she's more willing to talk with me after all I've been through. Let me know what's actually going on here.
Where are you going?
To the big compound here? Isn't that where she is?
You head there, and yeah, the gates is closed as every other time.
Presumably there's no guards to be found.
And as before.
I guess I'll go back into town to the. What was it? An infirmary that? Oh god, names. Capo Cleaner? What was her name?
You got it.
Capo Cleaner? Yeah, to see if I can find Capo Cleaner at the infirmary.
Alright. You head there and you see that she's... The clinic is... which was almost empty before, now has a few people in it. And she looks a bit run ragged. But she looks back to you. It's you. Don't tell me you got injured too or something?
No, well, long story, but I'm alright now. What's going on here?
The Alpha Force.
The Alpha Force?
Give me a history check, please.
History.
Well, you are aware of the 4 emperors of the New World, essentially. One of the emperors of the New World has an army of pirates. This army of pirates is known as the Alpha Force. Now, you have heard rumors that the Alpha Force moved from the New World to West Blue, but why would a pirate crew of the New World go into one of the Blues? But that's who the Alpha Force is. Apparently, they're here.
Do you know why they're keeping anyone from leaving?
No. Hey, you still offering work? Well, you still offering to do work?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm stuck here, might as well keep my hands busy.
Alright. You're good with navigating in ships. Keep an eye out for any Donovan ship that might get injured trying to leave. Well, broken trying to leave. I'm going to need you to do repairs.
I'll do what I can.
So, for quite a few days, that is what it is. Donovan ships try and leave every now and again, but they end up getting very badly damaged by the Kraken. Some of them are not able to make it back. But those that do, you do your best to try and fix them. Please roll me... You don't have shipwrights tools, do you?
Nope.
Well, roll me intelligence. Let's see how you do.
Not the saving throw, just a regular.
Just a regular. Yeah, you're able to fix them up. You're able to see what's wrong with them and get them fixed, and for each one you fix, which is about 3, you get 40,000 berries. So 120,000 berries in total.
So how does that work here?
So, when you reach 1 million, let's put the 900, put the 100,000 in silver piece, and the 00 and the 000 in electric piece, and the 1 in copper piece.
Just move it down.
Yes.
Okay. I don't imagine at this point, after working on several ships, I've heard anything of particular use regarding any ships that were able to leave, if any.
Oh, you don't hear of any ships that are able to leave. Except for one. And it's not really a ship. It's a small boat. It housed 3 people, 3 fishmen, that's left from the black ship, arrived on the island, and soon left. It seems it might have been people from the black ship, though you're not sure as to who.
I wonder if they knew what they were here for. What they were looking for.
Who knows?
I don't imagine I want to try and get on this black ship. seeing as how they're keeping everyone else away from the sea.
That and the black ship is quite a distance from the island. It's
Yeah.
just anchored there at all times, but it'll take you a few days if you're going to try and swim there.
Yeah. And even if I commandeer a boat of some kind, I don't imagine they'd let me readily.
Let alone the Kraken.
Yeah. I suppose I could just keep myself busy with the capo cleaner until the 3 fishmen come back. If they do, maybe I can ask them why they're here.
Well, you do your best to stay busy for the next few days. No more people attempt to brave the waters, so to speak. So you don't spend your time fixing up ships, but you do pick up on a rumor. A rumor that one of the fishmen stuck behind.
Suppose I head to the tavern. Likely where most information gets and rumors travel, to see if they know where the fishman is staying.
Well, at this point, the tavern is full to bursting, as is the docks, as is the city. The place is overcrowded, and you're going to get even more overcrowded by what you have seen. But, tavern keepers... I heard some of the Donovans muttering about something like that. I think they said that some new pirate group, called themselves the White Tigers or something, were going to look out, try and find them.
White Tiger crew, huh?
Oh yeah, and he leans in. Between you and me, you heard what those guys went into on the mainland? They fought the Alpha Force, and apparently they won.
Fought the Alpha Force and won?
Yeah. What kind of pirate crew that sticks around West Blue can take on a pirate force from the New World? Seems like they have a bone to pick with them since they're taking them on here, too.
Any idea where they were last spotted?
The White Tigers? On their ship, I think. One with a big snake.
Ship with a snake. I don't imagine they're nearby here, right?
Here? No. On the docks, maybe. But the Tigers themselves, I have no idea.
I suppose I'll head to the docks myself to see if I can find said ship.
Good luck.
So I'll make my way to the docks.
It doesn't take you very long to find their ship. It is rather unique, given that it has a giant, snake wrapped around its hull.
I don't suppose I spy any of the crewmates.
You do. You spot a few.
I try to approach the ship.
Alright. So, as you try and get onto the ship, someone that is wearing a red cap and was speaking to someone else just, gives you a sidelong glance, and you didn't know when he managed to do this. But a moment later, he has a sword out that is just resting on your chin, or under your chin, blade first. Who are you? And what do you think you're doing here?
The name's Shoko. I don't mean to intrude. I was just wondering who you were. I've heard tales of the White Tigers and your exploits against Black Ship and their men.
Not them, he says. But he doesn't lower the sword. In fact, he pushes it forward enough that you feel the point poke you in the throat slightly, drawing a trickle of blood. But That doesn't give you permission to step where you're not wanted, Choco.
I'm not here to pick a fight. I'm simply looking for work. I've just been stuck here, and I've heard you're the only crew that can get out of here. And frankly, I've had my fill of this town.
He laughed. Well, that's not up to me, and I'm not the one that got stuck in this situation. And then you hear a very small voice say, "Hey, Vulcan, stop being such a douche." And Vulcan will sigh and will look down and says, "What the hell did you just call me?" You hear the voice say, "You heard me." Vulcan will just sigh, and the sword is gone from your throat as he walks off. All fine, you deal with the person that might or might not be here to kidnap you.
Kidnap? I wouldn't do such a thing.
Down here.
Oh? Hello there. Who might I be speaking to?
If you look down, you'll see a woman that is barely the size of your thumb that's standing there. Wearing what you can tell to be a journalist outfit, but she has a smile on her face. Don't mind him, he's like that to everyone. Hi, Choco, my name's Millie.
Nilly.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we don't really have work for strangers. And even if we did, that would be up to the captain. And he's not here right now.
I mean, there's quite a fair bit I can do. When can I expect the captain?
It's kinda hit or miss. They're almost always busy with something or another.
Do you mind, perchance, if I just sit in a corner, just wait here with a book?
I wouldn't if I were you. There's a chance that Vulcan might actually kill you if you stick around.
Right. Him. Sword. Throat.
But is there anything else you wanted help with?
I'll come back with Vulcan's less Vulcan-y.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen anytime.
I'll try another time when perhaps your more amicable captain might be here and try my luck then. As you said, it's best not to stick around while Vulcan's still being Vulcan.
Good luck.
Thanks.
As you turn to go, you'll see that there is another tiny person. This one a bit bigger and a lot rounder. And you see that he's holding a shotgun. And he just has his eyes on you.
Don't mind me. Just leaving.
His eyes do not leave you up until you leave.
Strange crew, that. Hopefully the captain's a bit more talkable.
Well, you wait some days up until you can speak with the captain, but it seems you're just pretty unlucky. Every time you try, it seems they're either off doing something or asleep. You're not really sure how much someone can be asleep. And at first you think that maybe they were lying to you in order to get you to leave, up until you did arrive and in the middle of the day and you saw a large white tiger just asleep. And everyone walking around as if it was completely normal.
I approach the ship once again, seeing that supposed large white tiger.
Vulcan will just give you a side eye and will shake his head in a, if you try this again, you know how this will end way.
Perhaps is Nilly around?
He rests his hand on his sword. Am I gonna have to give you the silent treatment twice, boyo?
Alright. Let me know. I'll be back again. Just let me know if the captain ever wakes up or is back and not busy. I'll try my luck then. Put the sword away.
Well, a couple more days will pass, and one day while you're out and about doing your normal thing, you'll get something odd will happen. You'll hear something, or think you hear something. Your ears didn't register it, but your mind did. And it says, "Oh, I heard that you were looking for me a little while."
Kind of panic and look around to see if I can hear whoever might be talking directly into my head.
You don't hear anything, but you do see someone that stands out compared to everyone else, just walking down into an alleyway. You see that he was fancily dressed, with a top hat, a bow tie, and everything. But it was like he just melded through the crowd, almost like he wasn't even there. But you're pretty sure he was there. You can hear him in your mind even.
I tried to follow where they were headed to see if I can keep pace with wherever they were going, to have a conversation face to face rather than them in my head.
It takes you a few minutes, but eventually you arrived.
Oh, sorry, ignore that.
No worries. In a secluded area. And there he is. Or at least you think it's him. He is a fishman, that's for sure. But he looks different to any other fishman you had ever seen. To begin with, his skin was translucent, almost entirely transparent. You can see blood vessels and muscles underneath the skin. And his eyes, which seem to be looking out vacantly, are a dull gray.
I approach carefully and begin to ask, are you the one talking in my head?
Yes. I was.
Why?
To get your attention.
You certainly have that. Do I know you?
I know that you were looking a few days ago.
Oh! Are you perchance the captain of the White Tigers?
He almost laughed. No.
Oh. Oh! You must be the fishman that stayed from the Black Ship.
I am. I know that you did do some work for the Donovan. You almost drowned in the process fighting a fishman. It's impressive that you survived a battle with a fishman on the water. Not many can share that accomplishment.
Believe you me, I wouldn't do it again. I scarcely made it out the first time.
Do not worry, I'm not here to threaten you.
How have you come to stay on this island? How come... I don't assume you're still with the crew at this point.
Of course I am. I'm just doing something. You can tell the Donovans that's much.
I suppose it's better than nothing. Is there somewhere that I might find you more readily? Is
No.
getting to touch with you? No. Of course not.
I just found your inquisitive nature to be interesting. That and I felt that I could use something. But in response, we can have any answer that you within reach.
Oh. Well, I do like to keep my hands busy. I don't suppose I could ask the nature of the work before accepting.
You only need to give a message. Tigers.
Yeah, that can certainly be arranged. Whether I might have a sword to my throat in the process, I'll certainly try.
Good. What question do you have for me?
What is the black ship still doing here? Why are they keeping everyone else from...
I figured you would ask me something else. That's one is rather but we're here to keep people here as a form of a siege. We're pressuring Daz to give us something. As a warning.
I don't imagine she's willing to give it up so easily.
She was not. And she still isn't.
Well, far be it from me to try and convince her. I have no say here. But I can pass the message on to the White Tigers.
Oh, that is not the message. The message for the White Tigers is this. Tell them that Dr. Trixie...
Dr. Trixie?
Yes.
I suppose I can do that. I don't imagine you'll tell me anything about said Dr. Trixie.
You got one question. You asked.
Fair enough. I suppose Well, I don't imagine I'd see you around. I suppose I'll hear you talking in my head.
If I need to get to you. Though I don't think that.
Well, I suppose that's that. I'll let them know.
Well. So. Soon enough, you're able to pass them off the message. Thankfully, it seemed Vulcan wasn't on the deck that time, so you didn't get a sword to your throat.
What a privilege.
But after sending the message, the tigers end up disappearing. It seems that they went to Ndunda instead of to sticking around in Olives.
I wonder why they went there.
But more and more, the city and the harbor start to reach a bursting point. You can tell that with how many people are around, it's starting to get dangerous. The separatists, i.e. ex-Donovan, the one that the fishman that almost drowned you was a member of, has started attacking the city outskirts because the guards just don't have enough men to guard everything now that there are so many people around. Food storages are starting to get scarce, people are starting to get scared. And as the days continue on, what do you plan on doing about this situation?
I don't imagine I'd find much work in all this chaos.
Nope.
Little left for me to do here.
Not for a shipwright or a tinkerer, that's for sure.
No. I suppose it's time for me to get back on that train.
So, as you're heading towards the trains, thinking about what you might speak with the White Tigers. After all, you still haven't had a chance to speak with their captain. Everything stops. Everything stops and goes silent. Even you. You can think, but it's as if you're frozen in place, almost frozen in time. And as you're about to wonder what on earth is going on, everything goes black.
Hey, thanks for watching the video until the end. If you want to see more of my stuff, click on either the vids on screen or check out my YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and check the description for more places to follow me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you.